Have you become comfortable and made peace with a life of unhappiness? You know that you're in a job and career where you would rather be doing something else. Maybe you're being paid well. It's not even about not being paid well. It's just about being, being appreciated, giving back, living a life of value. You feel you could be doing so much more out there, or even in the career and the job that you're currently in, but you're not getting that opportunity. You're not getting that platform. But for some funny reason, you just got to a point where, you know what, God, there's nothing much I can do. So let me just make peace with this job. And every day for you, waking up is a constant battle. You are frustrated and you want more, but for some funny reason, you're not working towards that more because life taught you to think otherwise, to think that there are no opportunities for you out there, to think that there is nothing better for you out there. One of my coaches said that so many people out there have become numb to the smell of unhappiness. I was one of those people not so long ago. I became numb to the smell of the fact that I didn't want to be working in a job that kept frustrating me, that no matter what I did, I felt unappreciated. And unfortunately, with time, it started to show, even in the kind of behavior, in what I did. I would just give in the bare minimum, because you will get to that point where people start noticing that you're no longer interested in that job. So why are you still holding on to something that does not serve you anymore? I came across this speech by Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman was an American actor. For those who watched Black Panther, he was the lead actor in the movie Black Panther. Unfortunately, he succumbed to cancer in 2020. And when I came across this speech, I just wanted to share it with people out there. He got it. Chadwick Boseman got it. So like one of my coaches out there who said, so many people have made peace with the smell of unhappiness. I'm hoping that this will shed some light, and people out there who have made peace with the smell of unhappiness will suddenly realize that they do not want to be in that space anymore. So in his speech, he says, sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God placed inside you. Have you gotten to that point where the pain is so real that you want to do something about it? If not, then you will continue being in that space of being uncomfortable, waking up every morning and struggling with waking up. For me to decide I wanted to venture out to become a purpose coach, for me to cry out to God that enough was enough, I got to that point where the pain and sting of defeat was so real for me. I just couldn't do it anymore. I could not do it anymore. And so many people were surprised that, wow, you have a nice job. So why have you decided to resign? But I knew what I wanted. And if you're at that point where you know what you want, keep watching this video. He goes on to say you would rather find purpose than a job or career, because purpose will cross disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It's the reason you're on the planet at this particular time. You are not here by coincidence. And let me tell you the reason why so many people are unhappy. It's because you're not living in your element. You're not doing that thing that God designed you to do. So it doesn't matter what you do on this earth. As long as you've not gotten to realize that thing that God has for you, you're not living the life that God designed for you, you will never truly be happy. I know, and I'm speaking from experience. Because like any animal out there, the creatures that God created, fish, birds, you know that everyone has a unique feature in them that help them survive in the environment that God placed them in. A fish cannot survive in the air like a bird would, and a bird would not survive in the sea like a fish would, or in water. Let me say in water. Because each and every of these creature has been given specific features to help them survive in the environment that God placed them in. So what makes you think that as human beings, God did not do that for us as well? There are certain unique features in you that God put in you. Your gift, your talent, your experiences in life, all these things are meant to point you in the direction that God wants you to go. So every time you keep asking God, why? How can I be happy? It's for you to get in touch with that thing that God has already placed in you. Your purpose is not something out there. It's not a myth. It's already in you. It's for you to tap into it and realize what it is that God designed for you to do. He also says that your very existence is wrapped up in the things that you're here to fulfill. Let me tell you something about purpose. Purpose is not about you. Yes, it will make you happy because that's the life that God has designed for you. But the thing that makes purpose worthwhile is the fact that you're giving back. You're living a life of value, not for you, but for other people. You're pouring value into other people's lives. So what is it that you've been called to do that is meant to make someone else's life better? That is what purpose living is all about, making someone else's life better. So many people out there are crying out to God for God to help them. Remember the children of Israel, where they kept telling God to deliver them, and God sent Moses to them. It's because at that moment, that was what God was calling Moses to do. So what is it about you and your life and the gift that God has put in you? Do you think that God is calling you to do out there to help people? Have you been called to transform the face of politics? So many people say politics is a dirty game. Have you been called to transform the face of medicine out there? Have you been called to change the face of education? What is God telling you that you can do? Because our medical field probably needs a revamp. Probably God wants you to do something good out there. And I tell you this, the thing that most people don't realize, the moment you choose to step in the life that God chose for you, the struggle is no longer there. Yes, you will go through challenges here and there. But the thing is that God has already equipped you for that life. He will give you favor. He will give you the tools that you need. So you're not doing it on your own. That's the beauty of living a life of purpose. You're not doing it on your own. Another thing that Boseman says in his speech is, whatever you choose for a career path, remember that the struggles will always be there. The challenges will always be there. But the thing is this, you're not doing it alone. You're not being promised a life where there are no challenges, but God is promising you that there's an ease, there's a happiness, there's a comfort that comes with living the life that He chose for you. So what are you waiting for? When God has something for you, this is what He also says. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. God will move someone that's holding you back away from the door, anyone or anything, and put someone there who will open it for you. This is for the person who thinks, or they have fear in their hearts, that if I choose to step into my purpose, if I choose to live the dream that I want, that I will fail, that there are no opportunities for me out there. That's a lie. That's a lie that your friends have told you, the society has told you, the environment you grew up in. That's a lie. It's a belief system that you've developed inside you, and it no longer serves you because you're not happy. So if you're in that space that you think you want so much more, I tell you, God has so much in store for you. I know, because I am living my purpose. Because I got to a point where enough was enough. I got to a point where the pain and sting of defeat was so real that it activated the passion and the purpose in me. So before I wind up, I want to talk to that person who wants so much more. God, I have a burden for people who are struggling to live happy lives, but they don't know where to begin. If this message has resonated with you, if this message has caused you to think differently, I want you to click on the link below. And I want us to have a conversation on the other side, because as long as you're not doing something about that life that you want, you will keep remaining in the same space. So click on the link below, and I want you to make up your mind that you're done, that you've gotten to that point where the sting and pain of defeat, you do not want to feel it anymore. So please take that bold step and click on the link below, and let's begin that conversation towards getting you that life that God desperately wants to give you. You have been crying out to God. This could be His way of answering your prayer. So hopefully I will see you on the other side.